Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. So I have been very slow with the uploads because I've got a baby and it turns out that it makes doing anything in your spare time quite tricky. Anyway, so on this video I want to talk about how I think the things I found helped me pass the RICS APC first time, and I want to share them with you, so hopefully you can do the same. So for those of you who don't know, my name is David. I have a first class master's degree in commercial building surveying. I am a chartered surveyor, I'm a director of a surveying and architectural firm, and I'm also an RICS accredited assessor. So let's jump right in. The first three things I'm going to start with is not to do with the APC, but it's going to help you significantly pass the APC. First thing is time. What you have to do, and I'm sorry I'm telling you to do this, but I think almost everybody is doing this, is wasting time. If you spend a week right now just doing your normal thing, your normal day-to-day routine, your normal habits, but making note of how much Instagram, YouTube, whatever, you will realize that there is so much time being squandered on things that aren't actually going to help you pass the APC. Now, I know some of you are really into it, so perhaps this isn't such a thing, but when you work out how much time you can convert into study, you'll realize that there's no possible way that you can fail the first time, because there is a significant amount of time to put into studying. Second thing is going to be health. Now, I know health is wealth, but in the short term, health is actually it's just a significant way to leverage time, because if you start to take carbohydrates and sugars out of your diet and replace them with high quality foods, I know food's really expensive at the moment, but you know, you can do this on a budget. But if you replace it with lots of proteins, lots of fats, you have so much more energy that it's so much easier to study. I recommend, he's okay. I recommend actually going fully keto. That's really expensive, but just try and find out what makes your body work better. For me, cutting gluten out was life-changing. So try that. The third thing, I'm going to recommend some supplements. Magnesium at night makes you sleep better. I take it every day. And also another supplement called Heights. And it's a brain care supplement, but it does give you significant amounts of energy. It's got like the active ingredient for blueberries. It's got omega-3s, and it just makes it so much easier. Okay, so now on to actually passing the RICS APC. And the first thing I want to talk about is mentors. You don't want to just have one mentor. You need to have 2 or maybe 3 or 4. The reason is that mentors, depending on where they are in their career, have a significant amount of knowledge they can provide you. It's really distracting. So where I'm going with this is, if you have a mentor who's 20 to 30 years into their career, they're going to be so good at things like defect analysis, dispute resolution, contract administration, all that kind of stuff. They're going to know all the ins and outs. However, unless they are currently an RICS APC assessor or actively involved in the thing, they are not going to know what the APC currently wants. And that is when your number 2 mentor comes in, which should be a recently qualified APC candidate, because they'll know exactly how to pass. They'll know the questions that are being asked. They know how you should be revising. And that's the thing. The APC does change quite significantly. I mean, even in like the 5 years since when I did it, it was 6 or 7 years actually, it has changed. So it's really important that you're getting information from a mentor who's up to date and has passed the thing recently. Now, I think you can also get mentors, in complete different realms. It's life-changing. I have someone who's in the UK who's into dispute resolution, and I still go to them for advice. And I've also got mentors who are in marketing, business development, even like some people who are in a complete different realm, simply because you get so much good information from people who have done the thing for so much longer than you. And what's really great about the things that we're doing is you can't find a lot of this information on the internet. It's very much behind closed doors. And I think that's one of the reasons why surveying is probably, at the moment anyway, a little bit sheltered from the AI revolution, because it's always so bespoke. and it's so niche. I think it's going to be so long before AI is going to be replacing all the things we're going to be doing, but that's a discussion for another time. Okay, so the next thing is going to be record keeping. Whatever you do, don't wait for like the month before your APC submission to do your paperwork, because it's going to be terrible. What I recommend you do is focus on the competencies one at a time and make sure they're absolutely solid. The way you can do this is go onto the RICS website, find the APC submission examples, use them as a baseline, but essentially expand on them. If you're familiar with the concept of skyscraper content, it's basically just using what works and expanding on it. Now, you will notice when you actually go to the RICS submission examples, they're actually not that good, which is crazy. But if you use them as an example, you'll go far. Okay. The next thing is going to be one of the most important things I can tell you today, and that is justifications. When you're doing your RICS APC interview, you are going to be asked a very simple question that relates to the level 3 competencies throughout all the modules, no matter what subject of surveying you're doing. And that is, how did you justify the advice you gave? Justifying why you did a thing, why you recommended a thing, is the most important thing that I can tell you. Simply because if you can say, I did X based on that guidance and that British standard and that building regulation, then you just can't go wrong with your answers. Being able to justify is the most important thing. That's that. Make sure you know exactly how you can justify everything that you've put into your RICS APC case study, because or your competence submission, because it's just that important. Okay, the one last thing before Mr. Grumpy over here pulls me away from the camera is going to be how you carry out your preparation for your APC interview. What I like to do is go through your paperwork and look for your hooks, and then apply the 5 levels of why, or the 5 levels of how, or the 5 levels of implications, or the 5 levels of justifications. What I mean by that is, the 5 levels of why is, oh, you used this contract here. Why? Because the contract sum was under £150,000. Okay, why is that important? Well, because the particular thing was simple. Okay, what are the implications? Okay, this contract doesn't have the same clauses as this, so there's risk here. Sorry, I'm giving a really bad example here, but I'm just a little bit distracted by the little bubba. So yeah, 5 levels of why, 5 levels of how, implications, justifications. That way you'll know your case study inside out. Now, the last thing you can do is go onto Amazon and buy my RICS previous question example handbook. I've got 2, one for mandatory competencies and one for building surveying. There's others out there that are for like quantity surveying and I think project management. I think they're good. But what was really helpful for me when I did the RICS APC was getting previous question examples from friends who've done the thing, from people who work at big companies in the UK who had that big question bank, and understanding what the questions look like and then applying it to my case study was really easy, because it just gives you a leg up on preparing for the kind of things you might get asked. Yeah, okay. All right, that's it, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and let me know what else can be helpful for you. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. If you like, other people are more likely going to see the video, so it might be more helpful for others. And I will see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.